Does what? All right. Wow, did that suck? That didn't work out well at all. Think of that, huh? What do you think of that? Hey, everybody, Captain Tommy Scoville, and you're on this thing that we do most mornings, most evenings. Although I missed last night, I got guilted right out of doing it. I wandered over onto the other, my the internet wife's place, and I was assaulted. I was virtually assaulted by love and kindness by everybody over there, and they demanded that I don't do a show, probably for good reason. I think I probably needed to take a night off. Truthfully, Stay Spirit, good to see you. Love Mama Bear, good to see you. Rexican Messler, good to see you. I should tell you this. Danette McClure, you probably recognize her from such. Hello at airport. Got to go, but wanted to say hi. In Houston, you're going to call when you land. I know she's heading this way, actually. How's that? Getting together. I've gotten into a bit of an argument with, there's this girl, Reese, I know. And the two of us have, there's been a bit of a debate. Reese is of the opinion that at any given time when we're doing a show and people are chatting, that there are hundreds of people chatting. I said, no, there aren't more than about 60, right? But there are a lot of people that watch that do not pop up and say hello. Dirty Mouse, good to see you. Valerie Nagy, how are you? Sandy Wandy. Sandy Wandy, what's happening? Brenda, good to see you. Carrie Wilson, how are you? Lumen. So, I seem to be doing a little bit better. Debbie Logan, good to see you. T. Louise G. Solaro, Christmas. Brazy, glad you're here. And I'm glad 7th is here. I'm glad that Charlie Murphy's here. Shelly Kelly, good to see you. Cooler by the Lake says, I'm a lurker most days. Well, we're glad that you popped your head up to say hello. CBC, hi from Tallahassee, Florida. Nice. There's Lord Kiss Freak. Dennis from Boston. I popped my head into a chat yesterday, and I saw Sarah from Boston over there. I saw a couple of you, actually. I was over visiting my friend Joel on Surviving the Survivor. Love that place. I really do. I am a true crime person. That's just a genre. Hey, 7th. Hey, there's my friend Sarah from Boston. I really do dig that genre, right? I love it. I love true crime because lurking is nice. I lurk way more often than I pop my head up and say hello for obvious reasons. Info dump truck. It's happening. You're going to sleep? Well, then I'll take my voice down one notch and take you off to sleep with the dulcet tones of Tommy Scoville, live 106.7. So this is live. Wow, they really do exist. Jill Judd. So glad you listened to the wife's demands and slept. Yeah, probably a good idea. Honestly, it probably was a really good idea. Jeremy Fowler, good to see you. How does alcohol interact with Suboxone? Suboxone doesn't play well with anything. It does not play well with anything. But what you're going to find is this. You can get drunk on it, right? It will allow you to get drunk. It is going to allow you, you're going to feel more of a buzz on less alcohol, right? But you're not going to enjoy the buzz nearly in the same way that you would, because there's Narcan in Suboxone, and science has taught us that Narcan stops the it stops. I completely 100% jumped the brain track. So give me 1 second here, because I saw something in the chat, and every once in a while it derails me, and it happens. It's nobody's fault but my own. So here's the deal. So Narcan, the naltrexone that is in Suboxone, is being given to people now. And what it does is it stops the brain from releasing the feel-good chemicals that it normally does when you first taste alcohol, or if you have if you suffer from alcohol abuse disorder. Normally, when you feel that thing touch your lips, you start to get better. You start to feel better before you ever have that drug enter your system, right? When that drug enters your system, that takes about 15 minutes. But anyone who's ever had a problem with alcohol, especially like hard alcohol, they'll tell you that when that first sip hits their lips, the second they taste it on their lips, just like the dope man handing you a bag, the second that bag hits your hand, you already start feeling better. You haven't shot the dope yet, but your brain releases those feel-good chemicals that says, we're going to be all right, right? We're going to be okay. If you happen to mix alcohol, if you happen to take alcohol while you are taking Suboxone, you're not going to get that release of the feel-good chemical, which may take some of the pleasure out of drinking. And I'm all for taking the pleasure out of drinking. You know why? Because it's the worst drug out there. It is. Hey, Wesley John Holmes, man. Checking in from Japan. Good to see you, my brother. I'm glad that you're here. I really am. Wesley John Holmes. Very, very cool dude. He's not from Japan. I believe he's an Aussie, right? I think he's an Aussie, but he's in Japan. Sweet Tea! Heading to the airport to go see the mama. Have a great day. Okay, Sweet Tea, be safe. And if you're flying Southwest, when you get in there, take your phone, scan that little box thing, and get yourself set up. Then you can sit and rip text off. Since finding out that I can go on my computer on airplanes, I am really a lot less bent out of shape about going on airplanes. You know what I mean? Honestly, that's the thing. It is a far different thing. All right, no picking your beak. You're back on the bigs. We got you on there. No nose picking. Yeah, right. So now, Elizabeth Whitney, good to see you. Now that you're on a plane, having the ability to, hey, Rick Spicer, I love the sentiment. Love to all humans, right? Love to all humans. It's a really beautiful, beautiful sentiment. And I would love it if we could live up to it. Australia, living my dreams in Japan. Awesome, man. I dig that. Living my dreams. People, do you hear that? I'll tell you something. I talk to Johnny about this all the time. That is an expression that is used in prison. You hear it 50 times a day. Hey, what's up, dog? What are you doing, dog? Living the dream. It is always used sarcastically. It's never used, like right now, I'm living the dream. I really am. I'm living the dream. The Johnny Cam, it is on. I promise. Debbie Logan, you can ask all the questions about that you want. Do not trip. Because I'm absolutely gonna talk about it anyway. That's an area that we're gonna take this today. But I love the fact that you can say legitimately, man, that you're living your dream. I love that.
I almost feel bad saying it because so many people don't live their dream.
Kristen Melinda says, I use that phrase sarcastically to people at work, but I don't think they detect the sarcasm. I have a sneaky suspicion, Kristen Melinda, that they're going to figure it out here pretty quick. Because I think Kristen Melinda is destined for bigger things. That's what I think. I think Kristen Melinda's in the wrong line of work. Isn't that a terrible thing to say? Right, to the entire world? What a terrible thing to say. I think Kristen Melinda is a unbelievable therapist. That's what I think. That's what I think. I can make out what John. No one can make out what Johnny is typing. You should see how Johnny types. That man is. Piano Mom says, quitting day yesterday. So far, so good. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
How cool is that? Yeah. And you know what she's doing, right? She's cruising down. She cruises right through Route 4 by the Village Green. Drives by the inn. She was an old localer. Stay Spiria. Good to see you. Matrix Rabbit. I hope that your day gets better too. Now let's talk about this Diddy dude, because I'll tell you something, people.
The Diddy dude.
The Diddy. This scumbag is. This is going to be bigger than a whole lot of stuff that we have seen before. I promise. And I'll tell you something. we're all kind of missing the big picture in this, because the big picture in this is he's been in our face doing this for so long that it's a textbook RICO thing. If you've got somebody that's flying drugs from one place to another, those drugs are ending up in the body of people who are then being abused. There you go. And everybody they talk to says, "Oh yeah, what's the chick's name? Little Miami. I think her name is Little Miami. She's a recording artist. I'm not too familiar with her work, but apparently, allegedly, she's one of the drug mules that used to fly his dope everywhere, particularly this pink cocaine that they're all into. However, you start deep diving this, and all of the people that were working with him there back in the day said that, you know, he was not somebody that was snorting stuff, right? This is fairly new. This is fairly new but he's been on pain meds forever. Injured his wrist, right? Probably did. Sure that's how it started. But this cat's been addicted to pain meds for a really long time. And he's in a world of hurt. He's in a world of hurt. This is really going to be a very, very big deal. Taekwondo, boy, you nailed that, right? Steps, it doesn't matter the size of the step. If you're moving forward, I'm telling you, there are days you're not going to move forward. But if you're leaning into the wind, right? Because there are going to be days you don't make a whole lot of progress forward, I promise. In the beginning, you make, it's like running a marathon every day. You feel like you're so much further ahead. Serge Delmar linked Ashton Kutcher to Diddy. Interesting. Deeming, first of all, not surprised by this at all. And gotta love Serge Delmar. Serge is another one of those people that, hey, Chili Mancer, good to see you, man.
Hi.
Good to see you. Serge is one of those people who is a force of nature, a little like Donnie Chili Mancer at Cochrane, actually. Perfect timing. Very similar kind of personalities, actually. Just larger than life people. Now, the Ashton Kutcher thing, you're going to hear way more about, I promise. I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't remember if you remember, how old, but they were trying to make a Rat Pack. Like they were actually in the press talking about this crap, that they wanted a modern version of the Rat Pack. And yeah, Kutcher was running around with this scumbag. But we know that his taste in men, right? His taste in male companionship leaves a great deal to be desired. This is the same cat that said he would allow Masterson to babysit his kids or whatever. Obviously, he's got a few screws loose, but I think we're gonna see bodies all over the place, man. This is gonna be. We're gonna end up with
spread wide.
Oh man, is it gonna spread wide? It's gonna spread wide. It is so out in the open at this point, right? And I think that what we're seeing is when a guy's a billionaire, right? A billionaire, man. Got $1,000 million, man. Thank you, John Wesley. Wesley John Holmes. Wesley John Holmes. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that, and I really do. And I'm glad you're here, man. Interesting.
You talked about J-Lo. He may have used her as a gun mule. You talked about that.
Yeah. You know what? And let me tell you something else. This is done all the time, right? If you're a bad dude, chances are your girl's not. This may not make sense, but I promise you it's the truth. If you think that most guys that are breaking the law have a girlfriend who's also breaking the law, it's usually not the case. More often than not, your girlfriend doesn't have a felony. She's never been arrested, and she's probably holding your other girlfriend, right? And that's how guys would refer to it all the time. She's, I got her holding one of the ladies, or you got a friend that's holding one of the ladies, because you don't want to say in public, hey, I just handed him my bang bang, right? Diddy Dominoes, says Lisa White. Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you something. They are all looking to save their skin because there were a bunch of people. You can't do what he was doing without a crap load of people facilitating it. He was bragging in the early 90s that his parties were $1.5 million a piece to throw. That's one night for $1.5 million in the 90s. And they were out talking about this all of the time, right? This was a thing. His parties were famous, epic, right? A lot of naked people, right? A lot of naked people. That was, they were super into this. And you know what? Whatever. If everybody there's consenting, right, and nobody there is getting drugged to be consenting, because that doesn't count, then whatever, knock yourself out. Do what you do. I'm pretty. I lean toward the libertarian more than anything else, man. If people are consenting, then I don't really care what you're doing. But it doesn't sound like that's at all what was going on. This cat needed a plane, right? Freaks like this have to have their own jet. They really do, because the stuff you're doing, you just couldn't do on an aircraft. If I get on a Southwest flight, with two 16-year-old girls dressed scantily to take them from LA to New York, where apparently both of them were SA'd, allegedly, right? You're not going to do that on a Southwest flight. But if you got your own jet, which he called Love One, that's got to make you want to vomit a little bit, doesn't it? Make a little thing in the back of your throat. Do I think there are people above him? Well, I mean, so the way this goes supposedly is he borrowed some money from some gangsters. This is allegedly how this is. He borrowed some money from some bangers, guys that were selling, things. And what was that? Allegedly. He borrowed hundreds of thousands of dollars, somewhere in the ballpark of $500,000 or something like that, from some people that were, in that life. And by that, I mean, they got $500,000 in disposable income that they can just hand to somebody and say, run with it. Now, he got very, very successful using those people's money, right? But I think the business model looked an awful lot like the one that Epstein did. He was going in a different direction with it, but I think that he used a lot of images of people to blackmail them into doing things that he wanted done, right? Like stealing artists from people and doing all kinds of things. There were a lot of very famous people in the 90s that were going over the top, doing whatever they could do to try to get into one of these parties. Now, at that time, people, I don't think, realized exactly what was going on behind all the doors inside these parties. And I think that the Epstein parties probably started out the same way as well, right? People don't realize you're a freak until they show up to see that you're a freak, right? And by all accounts, this Sean Combs cat, like every other addiction on planet Earth, go figure, it progressed, Johnny Scoville.
Did it really?
It did. All of a sudden, the things that you were doing in the early 90s at your $1.5 million parties aren't getting it done anymore. So now you're hiring sex workers to abuse your girlfriend while you watch and film, right? And that works for a while. And then you got to drug her to the point where she's almost unconscious. Well, he's a person that hates women. It's about control. It's about all kinds of ugly stuff that's got nothing to do with sex at all. He's a sick, sick person. On the bright side, he might just dig prison. Right? Sounds like it sounds like of all of the people that I've covered on this show who are very likely to end up incarcerated, I think that
he'd adjust.
What's that?
He'd adjust.
He's going to adjust pretty well, I think, to doing time.
He won't like it.
He's gonna. There are things about the outside. He was really. Hey, Jeremy, that wasn't blackmail. It wasn't blackmail at all. I thought it was a donation to the boat, and if you think otherwise, that's on you. But I do have that tape. He is a coward that doesn't have control of himself. I like that. I like that.
Boy, everything's going to change. It's just going to spread wide.
Anthony says sex doesn't do it for people like that. They have to take it to extremes. They also feel the need to abuse, right? That inflicting of pain. Good morning, Scoville boys. Looking good, says relatable Reese. Reese, good to see you. Don't know if you've been counting, but we're not into the 300 range. Abby Normal, good to see you. Abby Normal. You went with a different brain? You went with a different brain then, did you? Do you remember whose brain it was? It was Abby somebody or other. I can't remember. Abby Normal.
It's cold.
I'm sorry. Did you just tell me you put an abnormal brain in a 9 foot tall? Paul, if you have not seen the film Young Frankenstein, you know who I'm talking to. Take today to go see Young Frankenstein.
And then you'll see it again and again.
Yep. Now, this is very interesting from my man, Wesley John Holmes, because he's right? If you take a look at the raids, now we're seeing what the house looked like. Combs's attorneys, and they always do this. They want you to see how bad the place got trashed, right? But what you will see is this. There ain't a stitch of anything in that house that you can turn on and see something go around in circles on, right? If that device is in there, I don't care if it's attached to the refrigerator, they took it, right? Everything that had a hard drive in that house, be it a phone.
There's not one room without a camera.
They had tunnels. This is going to be fascinating stuff. Debbie Logan, I don't think he and Danny are going to be able to share a cell, sadly, because I know that they were friends. But the problem will be he's going to go to the feds on this one. That house was raided.
Midnight show.
That was raided by the federal authorities. What he has done, people, this is textbook recurring criminal operation. What he was doing, everything, the drugs, right? The underage girls. Oh, Arwa, thank you. She's an author, you know. She's written 5 books. Blown away by that. Yeah, right. What we're going to see, right, is a RICO case. Now, if you're not familiar with this, hey, Lisa, how are you? We'll get back to that. Lisa from Jersey, how are you? Are you okay? Are you in the hospital still? Do you have pneumonia? Tell us what's going on with you. Liz Ferris. Liz, thank you. Good to see you, Liz. I hope you are well. We love you. We really do. We love you. Glad to have you on the boat. Welcome. Hey, everybody. It's my friend Liz. Everybody say hi. So here's the deal, people. This is RICO. In a RICO case, the United States of America can charge people as if they're a person. So let's say I am slinging dope and I got, 5 or 6 other things that I'm doing. I'm fencing some stolen property, right? I'm doing all that loan shark and a little cash. I'm doing whatever. Johnny is working with me, right? I go out and I kill a dude, right? Because he owes me money for loan shark stuff. I lent him cash. He's going down for the same crime.
But
nope.
But
not gonna happen.
I didn't.
Any way you shake it, you're going away, because they can now say all of you benefited financially from this, right? You were all part of this entire recurring. This is a racketeered influence criminal organization, whatever. Tampa B man, good to see you. Glad that you're here.
I'm on the hook with you. Says Courtney.
Yeah, he's on the hook, no question. Goes down, right? It's kind of like conspiracy, Matrix Rabbit. The difference is this. The difference is that in a conspiracy, 2 people get together, and at least 2, and they have a discussion about what the crime is going to be. We conspired on the crime. In RICO, the fact that we have all been doing dirt together, well, we may never have discussed that murder. He may not know that murder was ever going to take place, but it doesn't matter, because in a RICO case, you're all on it. You're part of this. You all hang. Does that sound fair? I don't know. I do know this. I do know that we didn't have RICO until John Gotti kept beating one murder case after another, right? He cranked off one victory after another. And when he beat the last one, they said, we'll just charge him in the feds for the exact same thing. We've seen his defense. I'm sorry, I think that was a little dirty if you want to know the truth. I'm not a huge fan of RICO as a concept. However, I happen to like it right now, right? I happen to be a fan of it right now because this is what this is designed for, right? This is really, really unique, a perfect opportunity for what this can do, because I promise you that in order to facilitate all of the things that he had to do, there was all kinds of dope. There's all kinds of guns. First of all, there aren't too many people in that sphere of influence who do not have felonies, right? It may not seem like a big deal to you, but if you have a felony and you get caught with a gun, unless you are the biggest rat on planet Earth, you're doing 5 years for it. That's just how it works, right? At a bare minimum, you're going to get 5 years. And then they're going to start stacking stuff on top of it. And you know what? People go, you got 5 years. Go away for 5 years. Have your world completely disconnected and leave planet Earth for 5 years. You'll get a real appreciation for what 365 days is, right? It's I promise you, a little longer than you think it is when you're skipping down the street and the wind is in your hair. It's a different world, I promise.
You bumped your head, Sheldon.
What do you say?
He's yard with Seinfeld.
Yeah, that Teflon then failed. That's completely right. Well, you know something.
It was good for you. Some good Teflon for a lot of years, boy.
Yeah, there was really there was a lot of Teflon for a lot of years. You know what, Calhoun? There are rumors concerning. I know that the one we know for a fact, Whitey Bulger was working with the feds, doing what he was doing. That cat was a rat, and that's kind of how he ended up, right? We know what happened to him. People have said that about Gotti. There's never been anybody that's ever been able to prove any of that. And I promise I'm not going to bat for John Gotti. It's not like he was a great human being, but I just happen to know a bunch about that because it's not only have I read a lot of books about it, but I happen to do time with a grip of people that knew him. You know, I did a lot of time with Joe Casey and some of the other cats that really, really knew the guy. Well, listen, Brazy Girl, let's talk about allegedly. Let's talk about Usher. Because I saw some stuff last night. I was watching a deep dive.
You may have seen the same thing.
So apparently, you remember Usher went to Diddy flavor camp. No one hasn't heard this, right? I believe that everybody on earth has heard that. Yeah. So John Gotti did die at the Federal Medical Center in Springfield, Missouri. Yeah. That is where that's where everybody in the feds goes to die. That's where they wanted me to go, and I refused to sign that paper. That's where they wanted to take me. Yeah, so Usher went to Diddy flavor camp. Everybody on planet Earth has heard this. Do you know how he left Diddy flavor camp? Is this what you heard?
No, I didn't.
Okay. This was news to me. But there's an OG, is a old school gangster that you've probably seen. His name's Gene, and he was a real deal OG. He was. So when if you're a gangbanger, right? If you're in a prison gang or you're in a street gang or whatever, the big homies. If you ever hear somebody refer to the big homie, those are the people that are above you. These are the people you are going to give respect to, right? To a level that you probably don't see in the world very often, right? Those cats have got a ridiculous amount of respect coming. Inside the prison system, the big homies get respect from people who aren't even in the gangs, right? Like we were paying tribute to the big homies because that's just kind of how it works, right? It's just sort of part of the thing. But this guy, Gene, was talking about the flavor camp days, and he said, I wasn't there. He said, I wasn't there for any of those. He said, that was at a time when I was not around. He said, but I can tell you this. He said, I didn't know at the time who the person was, but I knew that Diddy had to take a young boy to the hospital and that the boy's mom came to pick him up. And that boy, allegedly, according to Big J, was that guy. Wow. And that's hard to wrap your brain around. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. But here's the thing,
And the mom
people.
picked him up, so that's gonna come out.
And the mom went and picked him up. And when they were asking Gene about it, Gene said, look, you know what? That boy is a star, right? About as big of one as you could possibly be. He said when they went and picked him up from that hospital, he said from that point on, every great record, every great album, every great, right? He said everything that if there was a good lyric written, it went to him. And he said that's one of the frightening things about that industry is that this takes place, right? This takes place. There are people who get abused and that is taken in trade, right? And I talked about this the other day. You can't, how do you consent? I'm going to give you everything on earth. I'm going to make you so famous you can't walk out of your house without people going completely nuts. I'm going to give you everything you ever wanted. I'm just going to abuse the crap out of you to do it. I don't know that's there's no consent there at all. You've heard that too, says Cup of Coffee. Anybody that deep dives this is going to come across it. I'm not pulling anything out here that's wild, but how much older is Johnny than me? 4 decades. Johnny will be 103 in July. No, I am 4 years younger than my brother Johnny. Spanx Calhoun says that is what they refer to as selling one's soul. I believe it is. I believe that there is something to that. Tampa B says every day I get affirmation of why it's a good thing to stay in my room. I love you. I love you. And there are plenty of reasons to stay in your room, but there's a lot of really good ones to come out. I promise. I'd like to stay in my room most of my life too, though. I'm not picking on you. I really prefer to stay inside. I want to put that. I'm going to put this up. I'm just not going to read it out loud because it's a great comment. But that word right there will. If I read that word out loud, Henny, they're gonna not like the video. So what I'm going to say though is, Henny is so right, and Sean Combs is a low-life dirtbag of the worst kind. I can see only one punishment deserving of such a crime. I won't say it out loud. You can guess. And he's not going to get that punishment. However, his life is going to change really dramatically. And I don't think he's going to like his life when this is all over. This is so funny. This is so funny. Lady J says, gangsters and felons get rich rapping about being gangsters and felons, and people are shocked when they turn out to be gangsters and felons. Lady J, if you have a microphone, go ahead and drop it, because that is the comment of the day. That is a great comment. I didn't realize until last night, says Venus Blue Jeans, that Jennifer Lopez's father was a Scientologist. Whoa, didn't know that either. I'll be damned. Yeah, Lady J, what a comment. There's a real shocker, right? Squirrel Nut Zipper just made an appearance. There she is. Hey, get off Johnny's computer. Come here. What are you doing? She's going to sit on that because she likes the warmth of a computer underneath her feet. You know what I mean? Cats love a good warm toe bean thing. Look, see? Oh, yeah. Loving that. Oh, you're such a good kitty. She's looking for those like mosquito hawk things that like kill mosquitoes. They're out this time of year. They're only out for a little bit, but they come out this time of year, and she goes from room to room looking at them and trying to find them. She's a wild cat. She usually doesn't answer her emails until the afternoon. She'll answer. This time of day, just purely screwing around. But in the afternoon, she normally nails out all of her like fan mail and things because she gets a lot. Pneumonia. Yes, in the hospital. They are working on me. Thankful for this distraction. Lisa, I love you. I really do. And I'm so sorry that you're in there. It floored Reese yesterday. It really did. There she is. What do you say, kitty? Huh? People, this is the only time she does the shoulder thing to get into the basket is when we're live. Any other time. Well, she didn't even go in the basket. She just wanted to let you people see her because she's a show off. Lisa, you're in my thoughts and prayers and are going to remain there. And I please just keep us in the loop. Right. I'm going to be going up plenty today. So, but just keep us in the loop and let us know how you're doing. People, just real quickly, because yesterday, obviously I didn't get, she's going to leave a comment. Please do. Please continue to do so. We love you. We love you. Tampa B says, 4 kitties, 3 kids, and friends make me happy. You know what? It's hard to go wrong with 4 kitties, 3 kids, and friends. And I know that you're just one of the kindest people that I've met. You know, how often can you say that about somebody? But Tampa B is just one of the kindest people I've met. Love her to death. And Lisa, I love you. We're just going to keep praying, and you're going to get out of there soon. And in the meantime, when the nurses come in, you can say, "Hey, check this out. I'm really popular on the big red button." You know, say, that's my pickup line. I told Reese this, and I didn't get the response that I was working for. And it may be because she's already kind of a YouTuber, but my new standard pickup line is, "So, do you watch the YouTube?" Solid icebreaker right there, And then when they go, yeah, I'm familiar. I go, I'm kind of a big deal on the YouTube. Not sure if you've heard. That's it. That's my new pickup line. It's probably why I'm still single. What do you think? Well, have I told you my new pickup line?
Which I'm pretty sure I know it.
So, do you watch the YouTube? And then if they say yes, I hit them with the kind of a big deal on the YouTube. And I was telling the crowd, probably why I'm still single. Jobo Baggins says I should lower my voice when I say that. Oh, probably not a bad idea.
He tends to sound like the principal on Family Guy.
So,
Principal Shepherd.
Principal Shepherd. So, do you watch the YouTube? I do end up sounding like Principal Shepherd. Oh no, that's terrible.
Isn't that great? Because he lowers the voice.
Oh, that's terrible. He does. Oh man, now I can't do that anymore.
When I was out, did you tell him about the Machu Picchu cloud formation?
No, I did not, but I will get to that. I've been involved in the Aussie music industry for many years on and off, and have seen some of the worst behaviors in people. These type of industries attract the worst fabric of life. What a great way to say that. You're absolutely right. It does. And you know why? Because you're giving somebody complete and utter power, and it's going to turn people into great human beings, or it's going to turn people into dirt bags. My brother and I talk about this all of the time. We're a couple of clowns on YouTube. Right? We really are. I mean, we're a couple of YouTube clowns. But
me more than you are. At least you have substance.
I don't know.
I really don't.
Right, substance, because I went to prison.
Yeah, but I eat stuff.
Yeah, but at least
so
you
explain to somebody what I do. I don't even tell them. I tell them I work for the IRS.
That's what
I sit next to somebody, they say, "What do you do?" I sell insurance. I eat stuff. What do you get?
I tell people I sell crack. It stops the conversation just slightly faster than it does if you say, "I'm a YouTuber."
Because the first question is, how do you get paid for doing that?
Right. Yeah. But so anyway, yeah, we're internet clowns, but there are people that that actually have a presence or whatever. But even if we did this at 18, oh my God. Just even the small amount of notoriety that you get when you got a couple of hundred people that watch you. Do you know the trouble I would be in if I were? Kristen Melinda says, not sure what's worse, selling crack or selling insurance. Toss up.
I can see that.
You know what? Here's the thing with crack. Unless every 9th rock is a fake one, I'm going to say that insurance is sleazier. because insurance will tell you that they're going to pay off and they don't. And they just lie to you. And sadly, I'm not Beetlejuice, but I play him on YouTube. Matrix Rabbit. Oh, that's a good one, man. I'm not Beetlejuice, but I do play him on YouTube. I'm a little anxious. Would you ever every day I let myself go for a little action around here? Brock Bandy, he says, have a great day. It's time for me to go to bed. Well, if it's time for you to go to bed, my man, sleep well. Yes. See, if I had started this just when you were younger, you would have hit Feldman status by now. Yes, here he comes, the comeback king. Here he comes, the comeback king. If the chant starts, he will show up.
Man, what would they have to pay you?
We're here for your daughter, Chuck.
If you were at a venue, what would they need to pay you to start that chant? To
start the chant.
Would you do it for free just to say you did it? I probably would. Just to say I did it.
On the stage with the microphone?
Yeah.
I would pay to do it. I would pay to do it. And I would do it so damn well that 25 years from now, people would be like, do you remember when Scoville did the chant for Feldman? People would to this day.
It would happen. It would snowball, and they'll say, he did YouTube before Feldman? Nobody would know. You'd you'd be the chant guy forever.
He did YouTube before Feldman.
They're like, what? He's sober? Everywhere he goes, he starts a chant. I thought he was the chant guy.
Yeah, I didn't even know that he did drugs. No, you know what's funny? I would want to do that. I would want to do that just so that the reason that I would like to be able to do that is so that when it was over, people could go, do you think he really digs the cat? Huh? Do you think I would sell it so hardcore that when it was over, people would be like, that fool might really dig Feldman. You know, I would want it to be basically like I trolled it. Like it was so well that people would be like, is he trolling us? Or does he digs Feldman? And then when I would go on talk shows afterwards and they'd be like, you know, you're kind of famous for that. I'd go, yeah. I'm a Feldman fan. Oh,
it's the coyote and the roadrunner. He doesn't look down. You know my theory.
Yes.
He's never looked down in 30 years. He's never bothered to look down and realize he can't run on it.
Johnny Scoville's theory. You know, like you've seen the coyote run off the cliff and he just keeps running and everything is groovy until he looks down, right? Johnny's theory is that to date, Corey Feldman has not looked down. That's Johnny's theory. To this date, Feldman has not looked down. There could be something to this.
I believe it. And if he did look down, he'd see something different than what's really there. He'd see a smooth road.
A girl named Sue says, my psychiatrist has a DEA license and deals drugs too.
There you have it.
I want to party with your psychiatrist.
That's good.
The two of us together, forget about it. I actually knew I've known so many doctors who were drug dealers. It's incredible. The greatest drug dealer I ever had was an anesthesiologist, a woman. And she had everything. There was nothing on planet Earth. If you wanted to buy something to get to feel different, that was your girl, man. That was your girl. Now, listen, the question has come up several times. How did this dirtbag, you might have missed it. What did you miss? Might have missed it, but are you guys twins? Me and him? No, I met this dude in the parking lot.
You should tell about that woman yesterday in the store.
Yeah, Johnny does this to people all the time. We always go one way or the other with it, right? We either tell people we're twins or we'll say we don't know each other. So yesterday in the store, Johnny lets a woman go in front of him because she had one or two items and he had 5 or 6 or whatever. And he's like, yeah, you can go ahead in front of me. So she goes, oh, well, but she didn't want to like bum out the person behind him. So she looked and said, oh, he's with you. And Johnny turned and looked at me and went, no, he's not with me. Do you have a problem with her going in front of me? And I was like, no, I'm cool. It's fine. And she's like, you two aren't together. Well, and I had Spanky with me too.
You look like Chris Maloney.
Yeah.
That's who you look like. I said, I've heard that. Then she looks at Tom and goes, you two know each other? You two related? I went, no.
So ran into him in aisle 6. I don't know.
I don't know who he is. And then Spencer is, and you don't know him either.
Yeah, then she points to my kid and goes, "You don't know him either." I go, "Oh, no, I know him. I
But
just don't know him."
But I don't know him.
Yeah.
So
It was pretty funny, man. It really was. But it's usually one way or the other. We are brothers. He is my older brother. He's 4 years older than I am. But no, that's my brother Johnny, the far more famous of the two of us. In fact, every day I am recognized every day that I am on planet Earth. I'm not kidding you. It happens to me every day. It's just that nobody ever thinks I'm me. I usually get the, "Hey, did you cut your beard?" To which I always go, "I did."
I wish I could.
Or they'll go, "Why did you shave your beard?" And I'll go, "Because it was silly." That's one of my favorites too.
I wish I could be with the people from the Pepper Show. When they home and show people. I met Johnny Scoville.
When I go to,
I'm pretty sure it's not Johnny Scoville.
Well, when I go to Pepper festivals, would you want me to tell you that I wasn't Johnny Scoville? Like you walk up and you go, "Oh man, I just watched your reality show." I don't want to ruin that person's day and be like, "No, you didn't." Right? I mean, that's why they're at this festival. They're hoping that,
So you're just maximizing the Scoville buck. There's 2 for 1. We just wander around and everybody thinks they met me.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to that. And
I'm waiting for people to say, "Tommy, how do you hide that beard when you do your show?"
Yeah, it's a prosthetic. I just snap the thing on. We men that are 50 plus, including me, pretty much have the bald head and a goatee. Well, we call this prison camouflage. Like if you go into the joint, this is prison camo right here. I oddly enough, for the vast majority of my prison sentence, I had a ponytail, but everybody else in prison has a bald head and a goatee. Well, you know what happens, right? We can't grow hair anymore. Right. So we got to get rid of the stuff on top. And then we start getting this number under here that we're not too fond of. Right. So, I spend half my time trying to groom the hair correctly so you can't see that. And the other half chewing on one of these things.
I saw a horrible meme on Facebook that says, "If you're going bald, shave it and grow a goatee." It's brutal. It's a song. And there's a million pictures of guys that were going bald, shaved it and grew a goatee.
Oh, man. Hey, I want to say something.
It's like killing yourself before they can get you.
I want to say something. I started this. I don't care. I was shaving my head so long before anyone else was.
Me too. For real. How long? For real? 30 years?
Every bit of it. Spanx Calhoun had not hit first grade when I shaved my dome the first time.
My daughter freaked the first time. She panicked.
A lot of people freak the first time they see a bald.
Then she said, she was little. She goes, "Dad." She goes, "I see you're bald." She was this big. I fell off the chair. I went, "What? I see you're bald." It's funny.
How long do I think Trump's wraparound is? It's got to be 3 feet. Don't you think?
I don't know. It's pretty good.
It's got to be 3 feet. It's pretty impressive.
I saw 2-footer ones.
So I had the ponytail, right? And I basically have a bullet. I mean, who's woofing who? Like, look at the top of this. Does it look like I'm growing a thick crop?
I can't tell if it's a peninsula or
a cul-de-sac.
One or the other.
No, I don't have a cul-de-sac. I don't. I'm telling you the truth. I got a peninsula, but there's only about 75 hairs on the peninsula. I would have to go like this in the morning to make sure that they were all going in the same direction, so that everything was coming. Because what you don't want,
you look like Stewie.
Oh, dude, what you don't want is what you didn't want was the, you know what I mean, like if there was a part in it, that's not a good thing. See a little skin below it. But I was so I told you I had this kid that really a good kid. Give me this kid. I had this kid that lived next door. He was the same age as my son. He was a good kid. But he came in one day and he goes, "Oh man, I just gotten out of the shower." He goes, "Do you know the comb over you could do?" And I was like, "Dude, we're on this. Get me hair product." So I took this thing and I'm not joking. I mean, I got a ponytail that's about this long. And I went, I went all the way around, and then I sort of did the pompadour thing. And he said to me, this is prison. He goes, "Man, you ain't got a man in your family if you don't go to chow like that." I said, "Dude, I'm not going to, he's like, "Come on, bro, you got to do it." I'm like, the first person I see is going to grab my hair, right? Tommy's Snap-on Beards, the new technology going crazy around the world. Get yours today.
Let me tell you something.
Fine print, 2 ShamWows come with every one.
Listen, when the pandemic first started,
That's good stuff.
We sold a Johnny Scoville mask on my channel with a face here, holes you can stick your goatee through.
I think that might
have
been
get the hole right, so I kind of made my own. But they were supposed. But
I did. When I was in the gym, we had to wear a goatee, and I always had mine.
Yeah,
because
the hole.
Yeah. Surviving the Survivor tomorrow at 7 p.m. Hard subject. Yeah, Mary Jones. Surviving the Survivor is, I will be there, and I will, you know what? Before you go live, I will come here and tell everybody. Again, I have a lot of love for that. Probably more so.
Bald is beautiful.
Bald is beautiful, man. I'm a fan.
Here's the thing: if you have a good dome, it is. Remember that dude Joel that shaved his head when we worked together?
Yeah. There are
people walked across the parking lot. First of all, it was summertime in Reno, so everybody's got a tan. He shaved his head. He looked like a Q-tip. Did he not look like a Q-tip? And when he was in the parking lot, and his dome looked like a Titleist. It looked like a golf ball. He had dents, and
he looked like he had hail damage on his dome.
Remember when his wife came in furious at us,
yelling at us? Why did you have my husband shave? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
In front of everybody, starts yelling at us. You're like, dude.
Well, when you came by, the first time you shaved your head and you came over, you looked like you had done it with a chainsaw. Like I walked downstairs and went, "Oh,
well,
my God!"
No, but I didn't have. No, but I didn't have like.
No. Your head's perfect. Like your head is meant to be bald. You're lucky that way. But it looked like you had shaved with a fork. You know, the first time you do it, it's hard to get you. It takes a little practice. Mara says, my dad wore a toupee for years. We went on the Montel Williams show for a reveal. It was traumatizing. You know what? The first time you see somebody, it's like that scene from, you know what? This is how we'll tell if Reese is here, because Reese cannot pass up a good movie reference. It's like right? For Roger Rabbit. She won't be able to pass this up if she's here. It's like that scene in Tommy Boy where they throw on the 351 and it blows his hair back. Your bald friend and you did your best. I love that.
That's brutal. So hold on, did they really go on the Montel Williams show? Or is that a gag?
No, I don't think that's a gag.
That's insane.
He looked totally different. Mara, I would imagine. I mean, it
was traumatizing.
Bold is beautiful, Penny says. Well, bold is beautiful.
I'm a bald and bold.
No, bald. Don't get me started. Oh, Kristen Melinda dropped a funny. I got to go back. Kristen's funny as hell. Very interesting woman, by the way. I just remembered my dad tried a toupee for a little while, but only wore it out to work. We met him once midway around lunch and was so confused. Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine?
No, I can't. I cannot. I can't.
So listen, this is funny. You guys will get a kick out of this, right? And I probably told this story 500 times, right? The more hair I lose, the more. Oh yeah, okay, there you go. My dad tried a toupee for a little while, but it only worked out. Yeah. Funny.
What did I do?
No, you didn't do it. What did you do? I don't remember where I was going. Something took me completely off the rails. Got to sign off. Have a great day, Brazy.
As soon as you stop the stream, I'm going to turn this on, see if I can. This is my guitar tune. I'm going to hum as loud as I can, see if I can get it.
You're an idiot. You're seriously.
It'd be funny.
Yeah, I got that. He's a big dumb animal. He's a big dumb animal, people. He's a big dumb animal. Yeah, he's a big dumb animal. I have no idea. Seriously, like you talk about just completely. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to pause the show and go back and watch what the hell I was actually talking about, because
you go back in the comments.
I have nothing.
Say something. Anybody in the comment know where we were? Come on, somebody's sharper than we are.
My hair is always the before picture. I have a meh hate relationship with it. How's that? I have a meh hate relationship with it.
Good.
That's pretty funny stuff. Oh, Tambra June. I'm glad you're here on the boat with us, man. And hopefully you get a couple of smiles, you know. Hopefully you get a couple of laughs. No, you know what I was doing? I was talking about it was the Tommy Boy reference to his hair blowing back. And I was seeing if Cerise isn't here. She would have popped up. I'm telling you, she can't take it.
I was in Rockford and saw a dude like that.
Mary Jones. I went out to film the chair yoga. I just have to go out and do it again. I literally don't ever do something in 2 takes. If I can't get it done in a take, I can't get it done. And that's what happened on the chair yoga. But I am going to go out and attempt it again today. I'm really new to it. So I've done a lot of yoga. I just haven't done a lot of chair yoga. But I will be making my attempt today. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Pulls it back in. That medication's either kicking in or I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, you know that drop down menu? It's not a drop box, Johnny Scoville. It's not a drop down menu either. What do you call it on the mother? You gonna tell me what it is?
What in the description?
Description box. If you knew how much I hate that friggin' term, honest to God, I hate that term. Right now, it is my least favorite term on planet Earth.
It's not good. Once you've said it 5,300 times, you'll get over it.
I won't actually.
You will. I've gotten over it, but it
Trust me.
5,299 before I
Pull down. Maybe that works better.
Pull
What do you think? Pull down.
No, you get in trouble there. I like drop down. I like description box. I always say there. If you point when you say it, it's not so bad. But wait to the end of the video in the description box, then you don't feel so bad.
Okay. Hey, if you happen to know somebody that does a routine that you think is great, send it to me so I can look at it and knock it off. Right? I'm a parrot, people. That's what I do. So I will be more than happy. But if it's something that you've already seen a good one, send it to me so I can knock it off, or at least.
I will marry.
All right.
Mary. You got to check your email, Tommy, from Mary Jones.
Okay. Wonder what's in the tunnels under Diddy's mansions. What's in the tunnels under Diddy's mansions are cameras and recording equipment. That's what I think you're going to see. Description tab. Yeah, I guess that would work. In that description tab, in that drop-down menu, whatever you want to call that damn thing.
Box below.
The box below. You're going to see a link. That link will take you to, you know what? I'm not even doing this today now. How's that? We'll do it on the next one. I'm sorry. For real. I love you guys. If I start doing this right now, I'm going to be here for 40 minutes and I'm not doing it right now. We'll do it a little bit later today. All right. Your Roddy is threatening me if you don't feed her breakfast right now. Lisa, what are you, crazy? You're taking the time to type that? Go feed your Roddy. I'm now 3 weeks without weed. Brain fog has cleared, but the pain from my chronic tendonitis and my rotator cuff is bad today.
There are no tunnels. It's just grotto, and somebody went overboard describing.
Okay.
Interesting.
Anyway, you shake it. What he's got is trouble.
Stacked. I am playing with a snark.
Is he playing with a snark?
Yeah.
He is a snark. If you want to know the truth, he's a bit snarky all the way around.
I've gone through a bunch of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lose them. I forget. I don't know where I lose them.
Does that make you a loser there,
No.
Johnny?
No, it makes me snarky.
Oh, okay. No, it made me snarky. And those things are called what again?
A snark.
A snark.
A snark.
I wasn't sure if it was snark or snarky.
It's snark.
Snark. I'm feeling a little snarky. Why haven't they arrested him, says Mara. That's a great question. Hey, Z-Dub. The reason that, in my opinion, the reason that they have not arrested him yet is because every day that he is free, he is calling people. Right? He's doing all kinds of stuff that are benefiting them. They let me stay out a long time, right? And they knew, like, when you finally get your case and you realize at what point the grand jury said, go ahead and indict him, it really gives you an idea of, it's not like, you know, they got my grand jury indictment, you know, at 2:00 and I got arrested at 3. I think I was out 2 or 3 weeks after the indictment. And I think what they were doing is building their case, having it more bulletproof. He's going to have the best attorneys on earth. This guy's got $1 billion. He's going to be hiring the best attorneys on. Yeah, they can tap cell phones. Absolutely. By the way, your cell phone is tapped right now. Every cell phone's tapped. They're listening to every one of them. Now they're not listening. I'm sorry. They're recording. Then if they need to, they go back and get a warrant and listen to it. But everything is recorded. There is nothing. There is nothing that is not being recorded. It's just how it works. Now we are at the 59-minute and 30-second mark of the lifeboat, because she knows that at the 1 hour mark she needs to be in the basket. Now I'm going to be honest. She's not getting paid for this.
I don't think so.
I'm a little disappointed in her. I understand the bugs and all that, but I feel like she's not living up to her end of the deal. That's all I'm saying. I shot a video yesterday. You remember? We can't show it because I was mad at the cat, and I may have said something that was unprofessional because
I didn't though.
She was being unprofessional. She's hard to work with. She really is. She's a beautiful girl. She's just a little bit of a diva.
More than a little, man.
I can't smoke weed anymore. I have developed CHS, cannabinoid hypermesis syndrome. Makes you vomit. My understanding is that it makes you regurgitate when you get near the stuff. Can't use THC or CBD ever again. That's going to be a challenge to fall asleep if that's been a part of your life for your the time that you've been here, because everything else out there, you know, the narcotic answers to sleep are really tough. I mean, they really are. I've tried everything. I'm not exaggerating. I think I've tried. There are very few products out there I have not tried to in terms of trying to help you sleep. So if you have questions, you can shoot me an email if there's something that they're getting ready to start you on and you want to, yeah. A Dose of Rose says protein balls now available through the link in the description box. Order now. I did. That's kind of where I was going with that, people. And since Rose did it, I'm glad that you did. May I make a suggestion, people? This is just one guy talking. I don't dig the apple pie. Did you like the apple pie? I don't dig the apple pie.
Here's the thing. They're better in milk.
They are better in milk, but because I do these things like cereal in the morning too. But I just eat the protein balls all day. For that, I think the fruit punch is the best.
Made a huge difference in me.
It has made a huge difference in you. It absolutely has. The stuff is life changing. It really is. I mean, it's just that for me, it has worked really well.
The body I had when I graduated high school.
You're in the best shape I've seen you in as an adult. Yeah. But you're working out. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But good day, Koala Crafts. Brandon Calloway, what's happening, my brother from another mother? You know what? Listen, Dennis. Number one, I like the apple pie. It's my least favorite of the three. I ate the entire bag. I didn't. It's not like I tossed them out. I ate the entire bag. All I'm saying is, yeah, it's definitely better on milk. No, all I'm saying is of the three, this is the order that I would put them in. I liked the fruit punch the best. Then the watermelon one was the second, and then the apple pie is the third. And the reason that I make a point of saying this is apple pie is my favorite thing on planet Earth. And I guarantee that almost everybody's going to go, Tommy, apple pie, Tommy, they're going to put the two of the things together. But I think my favorite is definitely the fruit punch. I really like that stuff. 2 weeks sober.
That's
What's
awesome.
up? That's what I'm talking about. It's my boy too. Gets up. How do you get the protein balls? You go into that thing that drops down. Click on there.
Click on the link.
Click on the link. Go over there. You'll see and everything is right there. It's the link in there for the protein balls.
You know what? They're like edible steroids.
What they do is they keep you from wanting to eat. As far as look, every single day you're walking around and you're using muscles, right? Every single day you are using muscles. Your body's wanting protein. You're not getting it. That's just the sad reality of life, is that there is less protein in everything than there used to be, right? Take a carrot, take anything. Every single year, there's a little less protein in it. So I started to supplement my protein. And I'm a 54-year-old guy, and I don't look like I have a 54-year-old body. Now, you can say, well, you spent a lot of time working out in prison. I did. I absolutely did. But I weighed 260 pounds, out of prison. So I had to do this stuff all over again. And boy, it is a hell of a lot easier when you are doing it with protein in your system. It's just, it really makes things a lot easier. I don't walk around hungry. And that's a huge thing for me. Strawberry. I'm sorry, not fruit punch, strawberry. What did I? Carrie, thank you. It's strawberry.
Strawberry watermelon.
Strawberry watermelon.
which is pretty good.
It's good. And it is really good. All right, people. I'm going to be live again today several times. Now I'm going to call Reese and I'm going to say to her, all right, how many people do you think were just in the chat? Because, whoa, that was way too much Johnny Scoville. Did you see that? I mean, for real. Sorry, it just kind of scared the crap out of me a little bit. The strawberry is really good. Strawberry is really, really good. Tampa Bay, I hope you believe me. I really do. I hope you believe me. Bye, Tommy. Bye, Squirrel. Bye, Johnny. Bye, Boat. Yes, more protein curbs the hunger. It does. And having a little light, fluffy, it's just it works for me really well. So I'm gonna be up and running later. And you know, I'm sorry about yeah. It's been a rough month or two, people. Thank you for your patience. You know, it's sometimes what we do is tough, right? It really is. Sometimes what we do here in particular is a difficult thing to do. We work with a lot of people, and some of them do really great, and some of them don't. And it's so much fun when people are doing great, you know. But it is such a kick in the abdomen when they're not. And well, you know the drill. I'm sure we're going to be doing some Diddy stuff here in a minute too. Hold on. There you go, Kat. I almost feel at this point, I think a lot of people are on arrest watch. I'm not kidding. I think a lot of people are just waiting for the moment to hear that this cat got arrested. I think they're not in any hurry for a reason. They went in and got all of that electronic stuff. If the rumors that are coming out are true, there is so much electronics. It's going to take a long time for them to start going and getting all of this stuff cataloged. If you're recording everything, very interesting too. On high-tech stuff, it's, you know, it'll record, let's say 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. The first stuff in is the last stuff cut. So when you get to 90 days, everything that you had been recording 90 days earlier starts getting knocked off, right? So it's going to be really interesting to see, you know, what they have, what they don't have, all of that. Where can you go to a deep dive on him? Start with Shannon Sharp's interview, and that with Cat Williams, and then trace back from all the people whose names you hear mentioned, right? And start going that route, because that's Cat Williams throws everybody under the bus. He doesn't care. And he will paint a picture that will allow you to start doing some really decent deep dive stuff on there. Cat Williams he's a treasure trove of I don't give a you know what, and he's been doing that probably longer than anyone else has. You know, it is a good interview, isn't it, Matrix Rabbit? I thought that interview was great. I really did. I think it opens up. There's a lot that it unravels. It's pretty heavy stuff. Pretty heavy stuff. Yep. And tell you what, it's heavy. You know, you hear somebody say something like, "This is my first day without my mom. I'm glad that you know you were all here." That's such a humbling thing to hear somebody say. If we somehow, you know, made life a little bit better, man, oh man, you know, it's worth getting up and doing. You know, a lot of times we feel silly with what we do for a living, but if we made that day easier, then this is all kind of worth it, isn't it? You know, it's a great question. Mara says, aren't they afraid he'll make a run for it? He just couldn't. He just couldn't. It is so easy, people. It is so easy, if you're the United States of America, to stop somebody from leaving this country, for real. Even like his airplane, you don't think they probably have 4 agents watching that plane around the clock. There's nowhere that he's going to go there's nowhere that he's going to be able to do anything without the good old US of A square up his keister, because that's just how it works. They really are vicious people. Yeah, Miradira says, I'm sure they're tracking him. People, I was followed by the feds, right? I got busted by the feds. I went to prison because of the feds on several occasions. And I remember when they came in and got me that morning, I've told the story so many times, but when they came in and got me, my wife at the time looked at me, the attorney, right? Yeah, exactly. Shannon Smith. Great point. Look at Donna Adelson, right? They picked up Donna at the airport, ready to go, right? She was ready to run. Thought we're set. Her phone had been tapped. They knew where she was going. They knew all of it. Same thing with him. I promise that they are so tied into everything that is going on currently. When they came in, my wife at the time, the attorney, looked at me and went, "You recognize all these people?" Because everybody that had come in the door had been gambling at the same casino. Sitting next to me was a black girl that I would talk to her at this little casino, and she was there all the time. And she would always bring up like whatever, because I knew the words to what they played, oldie stuff. And she'd go, "Oh, it's such a great song." Yeah, me and this woman had conversations. She was an undercover cop sitting next to me. There were people everywhere we went. There were people following and looking at us for so long, man, for so long. Yeah, I promise he ain't getting away. I'm late to the party, but Jaguar Wright, Cat Williams, and 50 Cent have been validated, and they have been speaking truth for a while and paid heavy price, but they can hold their heads high. Correct. Oh yeah. There's been payoffs. You're going to see all kinds of crazy stuff. So look, we already know payoffs have taken place. We already know. We also know this dude's a rat. Combs has already given info to the feds. We already know this on a previous case. And by the way, if you will do it once, you will do it again. I promise you. I'm popping that back up because Squirrel Nut Zipper is doing the zoomy thing. Currently, she's trying to rip one of her toes off. You've seen cats do this. Squirrel's big on it. She's got a claw that apparently needs to be groomed. Settle down, cat. You got that zoomy look. What are you doing? Such a beautiful cat, isn't she? All right, people. No, they're going to listen to this, man. If you guys start to deep dive this, you're going to find that on the previous case. Remember the Bang Bang case that J-Lo may or may not have had, right? Something to do with holding that girl. Okay. So in that case, Combs's attorneys were interviewing everybody that was at the nightclub that saw the Bang Bang go off, right? They found all of the people and then gave them to the prosecution. The defense put together the prosecution's case. That's not how it's supposed to work in the good old US of A. It's not how it's supposed to work. How that works is plain and simple. You're right. Squirrel will have 100,000 subs in no time at all. Why do you think I don't let her have her own channel? There'll be no living with her. There will be no living with her. Bacon Bits. Have fun flying a drone. Man, I wish I knew you were into drones. I had a huge, big drone that I don't know how I got. I had no desire to own. I wish I knew you had been into it. You know what? I don't have a problem putting that up. And the reason I don't have a problem putting that up is this. Before anybody laughs at any of this, right? They were laughing at what Cat Williams was saying, right? They were laughing at everything he was saying. The only thing that it looks like Cat said that hasn't been validated is the tie-in to the Illuminati, which he talks about a lot. Look, there's a cabal of people in there, right, that were doing things to people in exchange for making them famous. I don't know what you call those people, and I don't think it makes much of a difference what you call them, right? Producers, agents, secret societies, dirt bags. They're called predators, right? They're called predators. And is there a secret group of them? Oh, I bet you. I bet you. Yep. Be willing to bet any amount of money in the world on that. So, and he's been right on everything else, hasn't he? He's been right on everything else. Consortium, there you go, Henny. There's a good name. Remember when they used to call it the syndicate? That dude's with the syndicate. That was the used to be the syndicate before it was the mob and then the mafia or whatever, but syndicate, you know. Jimena, I'm glad you're having a good morning. You know, syndicate guys. All right, people. I'm gonna go and do that voodoo that I do, and I will see all of you on the next one. Let me see here. When are you gonna come down? Yeah, Feldman will name names if you pay him enough. Well, isn't that something? Sorry. Let's give the crazy Reiki lady the last word. How would that be? Energy is about secrets revealed. White-collar criminals are starting to go to jail, so it will be very interesting to watch him try to escape the energy. All the money in the world won't help. I tend to believe that. Yeah, I tend to believe that. Hey, Dawn, I wish I could go with you too. Tell you what, how about if you take our thoughts and prayers with you? All right, everyone. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Miss Sunrise Dawn. We'll see you all on the. We'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.